Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use the Falcon Attack Strategy here at Th10. This is going to be an in-depth guide for you guys so you guys can learn how to use this attack strategy effectively here at Th10. We're going to be going over tips and tricks that you need to know when you use this strategy, as well as what you are looking for in a base that is going to be suitable for this attack strategy. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so this is our first example here coming from Th10, and this is a generic base I want to show you guys. Just a kind of a generic one before we get into a little bit more complex bases. However, with this base, what you'll see is that it's pretty easy in terms of pathing. There are no dead zones at all, so this really makes the Falcon strategy very, very viable. So what do you want to start off with in this attack strategy? You want to start off with a funnel. You can see with his example is that because there were corner buildings, using some goblins there to take out the town hall and a wizard over there to take out the barrack is usually a really good idea here. He notices that, he can take out those buildings pretty easily with little to no effort. There's no troll tiles there or anything. So that sets a good portion of the funnel. You also see that he's going to take advantage of the air army camps. I would totally do that as well. They are a big building, and if they're placed incorrectly, they can really help you in an attack. If they're placed well, then you might struggle against a base that has well-placed army camps. You never know when trash buildings will become important when you place them in base building. But what you'll see is that this strategy works very, very well when you set that wide funnel. You want to make sure that you can do that, so then you can send in the Valkyries. Now, what are you looking for when you're sending in the Valkyries? You want them to aggro. Notice how the queen is going to have that question mark above her head, and then once those Valkyries break in and take out the expo, then they're going to all of a sudden see that queen and they're going to take her out. So whenever you have that chance, definitely make sure they use a rage, so that then they take out whatever building and then go straight for the queen. You want to make sure of that, so that then the Valkyries have easy pathing going in and they have a smooth time going through. Now, after the bowlers and the Valkyries have done their job here, which is getting rid of a good chunk of the base, the slammer will now come in, and this time what this slammer is going to do is completely destroy the defenses. So what you want to have is easy pathing. If you can keep the stone slammer out like this, going kind of like this, and if you can kind of keep it staying on the outside, that might be a much better idea when you're using the Falcon. So this is kind of just a generic base here, showing you guys how, every single part of this strategy works. So using the back-end hogs, you can do that as well. You don't always have to, but using back-end hogs may also be a very good idea along with those back-end loons. So you can definitely learn from this strategy. This was the generic sort of attack, kind of breaking down the strategy here, allowing the queen, allowing the Valkyries to aggro onto the enemy queen, and then start going into the base really nicely, using the heals and rages when you can, and then also kind of basically taking out the rest of the base with the stone slammer, whatever else is left, as long as the inside of the base has been gutted and the outside remains. That's easy for the stone slammer. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next example. Alright guys, so Reaper here is going to give you guys another example, and you'll see that this base is much, much different than the previous one. This base has an L-shaped dead zone here. However, he's going to be able to take advantage of it, and I would really implore you to actually really learn from this. Notice how once this defense gets taken out, a stone slammer can just start moving in this way. That's exactly what you'll see with this one. There's really easy pathing here with this one. So what you're going to start off with, obviously, is the funnel. We can just zoom through this part just because it's something that I've explained before. But just to recap, again, setting a funnel with the wizards and the baby dragon, and if you want the king, which you'll see a little bit later in the replay, you'll kind of see how a funnel can be, a funnel can be set. So after allowing that funnel to set on its own, you can then see the queen just starts walking. And now what you'll see here is the first thing you'll notice is there's nothing to aggro those Valkyries. However, there actually is. Notice how the king is actually going to be the first one to aggro, and then the enemy CC's Ice Golem, and then the enemy queen. So what you'll see is that in Reaper's attack, the king is actually the first one to aggro. The Valkyries will go to it, then they'll go straight to the Ice Golem, and then they're going to go straight to the Valkyries. Keeping that heal under the Valkyries will allow them to stay alive for a lot longer, especially under that freeze. Now notice the easy pathing here with the Stone Slammer. He's going to be able to get a lot of good value, and if we just kind of slow it down, notice all that good value for that Stone Slammer pathing, just working through the base on its own before popping. So definitely a very good, very good base awareness when he was attacking this one. So definitely a very good attack here from Reaper, and giving you guys a really good example of this strategy and how to use it effectively at Town Hall 10. Definitely want to make sure that you guys learn from this replay as well as the next one I'm going to be sharing. And it's going to be on a different base, obviously. However, the person who's going to show it to you is going to give you guys more tips. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last one. Alright, so Master Clasher is going to show you guys your last example here with this strategy, and the biggest thing you want to know is this is almost a recap of everything. So what you'll see in this base is there's not too many dead zones. The only dead zone that you can really see is where the Infernos are. Those Infernos are kind of in their own dead zone away from any melee sort of troops like Valkyries. However, ranged units like bowlers or wizards, or even the queen herself, can still reach that. It just depends on their ranges. So we're going to speed through this one. However, we're going to kind of recap with how do you guys use this strategy. So the first thing you want to start off with is the funnel, using the baby dragon to allow the queen to start walking in a certain direction that you want her to go, having easy pathing there with the king and the wizards, and maybe even a few Valkyries if necessary. And then you want to send in your bowlers and your Valkyries to start going through the base. You want them to start aggroing on different things such as the enemy queen, which you'll see in just a second how they are going to be able to start aggroing over there, as well as the king and the enemy CC. And then having easy pathing for your Stone Slammer is again another must with this attack strategy. You want to make sure that it can go in a good direction, maybe even with the Valkyries. However, if you can allow it to not get targeted at all through most of the raid, then that is really good. So you want to make sure that you guys can understand that and allow the Valkyries to get through the base, and can definitely get a 3-star with this attack strategy. So hopefully, if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like. That really means a lot, and subscribe for more of my content. Don't forget to hit the notification button so that then you guys don't miss an upload from me. If you guys want to join the Exit Humanity family, the link to their Discord is going to be in the description below. And if you guys want to go ahead and join my community Discord server or follow me on Twitter, those links are also going to be in the description below. And if you guys definitely did enjoy this video and want to share it with your clanmates, feel free to share it with your clanmates so that they can be better attackers here at Town Hall 10. And that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.